You are Lakendra Wallace. A second amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation has now been filed as of December 12th of 2024, which alleges that on October 24th, 2016, you were placed on, yep, that's true, on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for the second-degree felony of robbery. This second amended has been filed after the first amended was disposed of on March 22nd, 2023, when you pleaded true to a urine sample showing methamphetamine. And what we did apparently was continue you on probation, I think, right? Correct. Is that what we did? And gave you another chance. Before that, there was first MTRP filed on January 10th of 2022, which the defendant pleaded true to by committing Class B theft while on probation. So I think what we did was we continued on that one, then gave you another chance. Then a first amended shows up where in January of 23 you showed positive or meth. And I think I continued you on probation. And here, a second amended has been filed that states that, and this was filed here on December 12th of last year, 3 months ago, that you failed to report to the probation office on or about May 8th, 2024 and July 17th, 2024 in violation of your deferred or unadjudicated probation order. Do you understand what it charges you with? Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm not,
Okay.
I'm not going to ask you how you plead or anything like that. If you failed on one or more conditions of probation, your probation can be revoked. You can now be found guilty of the second degree felony and sentenced to no less than 2, no more than 20 years confinement in prison. Do you understand what you're facing?
Yes, sir.
Let me get some history here on this one. From probation, can you give me a little summary about what happened here on these failures to report? And did she turn into an absconder?
At some point, she did turn into an absconder. She was being supervised by Mr. Ron Barksdale. And the result of that was that she was placed on the high medium risk needs caseload.
When?
Back in December of 2024.
You mean 3 months ago?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how she ends up with me at this point. But
Okay.
it did have.
But yet a second amended motion, y'all decided that a second amended motion to revoke probation was necessary.
Yes, sir.
What months did she fail to vote? Is it just these 2 months?
Yes, sir. For that at that time, yes, sir.
No, I'm talking about
Well,
since the last time we were all here on a motion on the first amended motion. I know, I'm standing by what decisions I made on the first amended, but we have a second amended.
yes.
What are the problems, if any, that are added to what I'm reading on these two events?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
In January of this year,
Yeah.
there was a review of status hearing, okay, that Ms. Wallace failed to appear. She contacted me and stated that she was in the emergency room or the hospital with stomach problems. She left a voicemail after the hearing. I have not been in touch with Ms. Wallace since then. I have not seen Ms. Wallace since January 2nd of this year.
Okay. So how often is she supposed to be reporting?
Twice a month.
Twice a month.
Yes.
So how many, what I want to know is, since the last motion to revoke was resolved, and I think it was, stand by, I guess it was on 3/22/23. That was the first amended she pleaded to.
Your Honor, there's also an administrative hearing from March the 6th of 25, which there's.
Hold on. I'm looking at August 9th administrative hearing. I think that would probably answer.
March 26th of 2025.
Hold on. Everybody, the defendant failed to report on May 8th, 24 and July 17th of 24, which is what's included in the second amended, was last seen in the office April 10th of 24. Was she supposed to be reporting twice a month?
Yes, sir.
Well, why wasn't
Ms.
May,
Wallace?
the other second week in May? Why wasn't June events the other week in July? And this was sent to me in August. So then August 9th, why weren't all of those included? And then has she just not reported since all of this?
Okay, so.
That's what I need to know.
Okay, with the second amended, all of that occurred prior to my supervision of Ms. Wallace. At that time, she was being supervised on a regular felony caseload by Mr. Ron Barksdale.
I know, but
So-
do you know the answers, those to what she was
So-
doing while Ron was?
With Mr. Barksdale, she was only required to report once a month,
Okay,
okay? And she came to my caseload
when?
in December of 2024. I require my probationers to report twice a month.
Okay, and that is number 4, report is directed by your probation officer and obey all rules and regulations. That's what she signed off on in 2016.
Yes, sir.
So you're saying,
And she didn't report, Your Honor, for December of 24 or February of 25 or.
She didn't appear for the review of status hearing on January 31st.
when was the last time the probation office has seen this lady?
Saw her.
And she would be reporting to you.
Right,
Since you took over in December,
right.
when was the last time you saw her, if ever?
January the 2nd, 2025.
Okay, and she was supposed to be reporting twice a month?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and this was from December, so we've got December, January, February, and here we are, March 19th, right?
Yes, sir.
So, and 2 a month?
Yes, sir.
So was 2 in, okay, 2 in December?
Yes, sir.
So December, January,
1 in January.
no, I know the one in, that's 2, then 3, then 5 in February and 6 in the
Yes,
one in March.
she's
So
been
6
serving court
times.
dates for March as well.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Those aren't alleged in the interim.
they're going to be, they're going to file a third amended motion. We'll deal with this and we're going to deal with it. And we'll take up what we have here, but there'll be a third amended motion. But you are in jail. You will be in jail until we can get this resolved.
You, sir.
Ma'am,
She's pregnant.
Right.
I'm sorry about that. The jail can take care of your medical needs, ma'am. You know, ma'am, I'm sorry. Ma'am,
I just haven't came up here any issues.
ma'am, 20 years is what you're looking at. You're not, if you don't report, I'm not probation. All right, you want to just go in there until you're through and then we'll talk because both of us can't speak at one time. This is the 3rd or 4th time we've had you up. Nobody. 7 do I have? We've got 5,000 people on probation. I've got 2,500. And nobody has problems like this, ma'am. And if you don't, we learned in kindergarten not to interrupt. If you don't report, you're not on my probation. That's not probation. We have no contact with you. And if you can't do anything else, you've got to report, which has been a symptomatic problem. And right now, you're, like we say, we don't know where you are. You're supposed to be reporting. Since December, 6 times you have failed.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. But let me just say, pregnancy is natural event. We've got
No.
pregnant people
But,
on
sir,
probation and you keep interrupting. One more time, you're in timeout, like we do to the second graders. We got people on probation who have medical needs and we still work with them. That's not a problem. But I'm sorry, you're free falling. You're not on my watch anymore because I can't keep up with you. A probation office, they are my right hand. You're not showing up. We don't know what you're doing. But this isn't like somebody who's just gotten into probation for the first time. You've been on probation for what? 8.5 years, going on 8.5 years. You know what the rules are. Oh. Oh. Listen, you're gonna be treated like everybody else in the same situation, man. You're in custody. We're gonna know where you are now. When you're not reporting, when you're free falling.
The Emperor is not as forgiving as I am.
State versus Dora. Dora Bravo, can I have party? And are you Miss Bravo? I'm gonna need you to keep your voice up one so that I can hear and so the court reporter can hear. Thank you. Charges possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at an $800 fine. State recommends supervision, deferred adjudication. Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, community service restitution, no contact with Robert JCPenney stores, the life skills course, and the anti-theft course. Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding you guilty as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes,
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
we just asked the court follow the recommendation from the state.
All right. Are you employed? How do you support yourself?
Boyfriend,
Who's your boyfriend?
Pedro
Pedro who?
Diaz.
This chick is full of attitude. So you definitely know that Vader is going to do something this chick will not like at all.
And what happened to Roberto Avalos?
What do you mean? What happened to him?
I mean, you were in a car with him. Is he no longer in your life?
No, he's incarcerated, but nobody stated that I was dating him. I was just getting a ride from him now.
All right. Did you know him before you accepted a ride from him?
Yes, I did.
All right. And how did you know him?
From the family.
Do you have any children?
I do.
What are their ages?
He was 15.
And who is the 15-year-old with?
He was with his uncle and his guardians.
And when you're drug tested today, what are you going to be positive for?
Marijuana.
And what else? Now, that's not just about it. Do you want to get drug tested today? So here's the thing. I am trying to set conditions for you so you'll be successful in probation. In order for me to do that, you need to be honest with me. All right? So if you use before coming to court, that's not a violation of your probation because you were not on probation. So what are you going to be positive for?
Drugs.
Well, I wasn't with you. So what type of drugs?
The kind that methamphetamine.
All right. So when's the last time you used meth?
24 hours ago.
Okay. Do you have any family support?
Yes. To a certain extent, yes.
All right. Who's supporting you as far as someone you can go to help you maintain your sobriety?
My brother.
Your brother?
My oldest brother.
Okay. When's the first time you started using?
In 2017.
Okay. All right. This is what the court is going to do. There's going to be an $800 fine. That will be probated. 3 years deferred adjudication. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. There's to be no residing with minors. There's going to be 100 hours of community service restitution. Once parenting is completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be no contact with Roberto, no contact with JCPenney stores, Council, I'm not going to do the anti-theft course because I think the theft course is related to the drug issues. And I think if that problem is solved, then there'll be no need for the other. But I am going to recommend the life skills course. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, in custody. There's to be a TAP evaluation, follow recommendations, and also a referral to felony drug court.
Well, look at that. It seems that little Miss Smug isn't having a good time. Maybe next time she should reconsider the attitude when standing in front of a Vader.
Probation is, and field visits, one time per month for 6 months. Probation, is there anything else? All right, did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. We can go off the record. This is why you're going in custody. You are extremely high today. And if I allow you to walk out of here, what's going to end up happening is you're going to use more meth.
No.
And who knows what will end up happening. You may get some bad drugs.
Why
but-
couldn't you give me the benefit of the doubt? I just got out of bond. I'm trying to change. I'm doing what I'm.
I know this is going to help you. All right. Thank you.
How long am I going to be gone?
That is the look of a lawyer that wants to say something, but is just too scared.
Thank you, counsel. It's to help her.
I understand.
And they should be, felony drug court will probably be able to see her before the week is out.
Okay.
All right.
So she'll be in until the referral is over?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank
I'll
you.
explain that to her.
Okay.
Thank you all so very much for watching to the end. Please subscribe and drop a like if indeed you did enjoy. I hope so. Until the next time, I'm off to feed those cats. And if you want to see another cool episode of mine without all the mandatory stuff, then click on the episode on screen now.